Oh, just got a little crazy over there for a minute. The printer couldn't keep up with all the demands.
Alright.
Alright, guys. Look away from your monitors. Okay, so, everyone have a nice break?
Oh, very nice.
I didn't get to go to mine.
I mean the 15-minute break and also the break that was 2 weeks between semesters.
Oh, I had a nice one.
Yeah,
I dyed my hair.
I can see
I
that.
moved. I didn't get
Miss
married
Travis, you
yet,
got your
though.
headphones out, right? They're not in yours? Excellent. Okay, good. Just, I'm a cautious type of guy.
Yep.
Anyone else? Do anything fun over your breaks?
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
Travel.
Wildwood, nice. I live in
South
Cape
Carolina,
May.
North Carolina.
The ocean seems to be a common theme.
Yeah.
Now, if you'll permit a pun.
No more eating. Okay.
No, a pun. A big break, as in a big wave. The necessary 9, everyone knows proofreading is essential. You have to catch them. But, I'll tell you guys a very small story. Very, very small. Microscopic. But taking a big break before you proof a document is absolutely essential. I actually used to work on a literary magazine, and occasionally when the submissions were a bit sparse, you'd have to put some of your own work in. Yeah. So the point is, you have something that you know forwards, backwards, and like the back of your hand, right? Anyone have any bit of writing that they know, very, very, very well? Or something very familiar?
Like what?
That you can recite it without even thinking about it. Like a favorite lyric to a song where you know the chorus perfectly, the tempo, 1, 2, 3. Anything like that? Let the record show that Miss Rosalind Taylor is doing a perfect recreation of the Music Man.
I don't know who to buy. I have a rap for you.
Not yet.
I think I can remember the first sentence to Rudyard Kipling's poem "If."
Ooh, that's a great poem.
Yeah.
Excellent. I'll have to call on that one for you later.
Oh no.
The point is, you have something that's really. Hold on, guys. I'm getting to a point here. I was getting to a point last time, and then we had to break. The point is, you have something incredibly familiar. And you think, great, I don't need to edit this. I put mine in the drawer for 3 weeks before I submitted it. And then the hour before I was due to submit it, I took it out of the drawer. Because I hadn't seen it in 3 weeks. It looked utterly unfamiliar to me. It's like someone else wrote it. You're able to edit it perfectly, make little marks. Comma here, period there, parentheses end here. Oh my God, what are you thinking? There's a plot hole there. What's wrong with you? Da, 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 da. You make those corrections. It's so much stronger. So really, a break is essential. And while that's different in business writing, we're working in different, time conditions where, you're expected to write a cover letter, proof it, and send it, during a class. Still, taking a half-hour break and watching a Monty Python video and going on break is an acceptable use of time to going back to your thing. So I really can't overstate how important it is to take a break before you're doing something that really matters. Like, if you want to never be ashamed of your work, take a break before you proof it. Don't write it, print it out, and proof it. Because you're already filling in the mental lapses and the errors with your head because you're thinking about it so much. Thoughts are not reality. Yes, Miss Taylor?
I agree with that because the assignment that was sent that we had to do over our break, and when I printed it today, I realized I didn't put a period after one of my sentences. So what you're saying is really correct. It has some validity to it.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm shocked to know that anything I say has any validity to it whatsoever. But all right, so that was point 0 of the necessary 9. So let's make this interactive. How many of us are there? There are 8 of you and 1 of me. I'm not sure I could take all of you if you rush me at once. This is your chance to run for freedom. All right, so Miss Jetta, would you do me a favor?
Yes.
Read the first one for me.
Spell check.
With feeling.
Spell check.
Oh, beautiful. I love it. All right. So spell check is great. Who here, raise your hand if you've heard my litany against spell check. Or who here knows what I think about spell check? No one's raising their hands? I know in TNS1 I've gone off on a rant.
I know, but I don't remember. It's been so long.
Alright. Clearly you don't commit my words to memory, which is sad, but also expected. So, spell check is great, but it's also, and this is my own little saying for it, is it's an idiot giant. If it's not a formal word in English, it doesn't recognize it. It would recognize Alex West, but it wouldn't recognize, Jenna Blackman. Because Blackman is not a word in English. It'll mark it as wrong. It'll mark Jenna as wrong unless you tell it otherwise.
You're right.
So it's very, very good for when you misspell hope as hop, and you want to say hope springs eternal, and what comes out is hop springs eternal. You're like, unless it's a beer, no, it doesn't. It's good for catching little errors like that, but don't depend on it too much. It's good for catching stupid mistakes that you'd make with your eyes closed or when you're tired, but it's not a critical thinking. These machines are wonderful, but they don't think. They can't tell you this paragraph structure is weak. You're vacillating before you get to the point. They can just tell you you misspelled it, or I think you misspelled it. So while it's good to use it a lot to avoid very stupid errors, it's unwise to count on it overly. Mr. Gerald Daniels, everyone!
Hey, yay! Woo,
Please,
woo,
please,
woo,
don't
woo,
applaud,
woo.
just throw money.
You guys need to be better.
Well, Charlie, my tokens are sitting here
Go on.
too. Can I go? So
If you have tokens, go get them with Chris.
I'll be
Go. Now I can practice my juggling, and no one will see my shame.
I see.
Except for Calvert Yancey,
I
Tony
see.
Andrews Chavis,
see.
Rosalind Taylor,
I see.
Joyce Tyler Farrow. Like I said, nobody who counts will see my shame.
Oh, okay, you heard that right. I count. Whether he said or not, I do count.
I know you do. That's why I make fun of you so much.
I
You
count.
getting your tokens, Mr. Calvert? Good man.
I got the tokens.
All right, Miss Tony, you've been quiet. That's not your natural state.
It's
I'm trying to do something different.
What are you trying to
Yeah, she is quiet.
do?
Well, what's wrong with Let me check her temperature. That's the last thing keyboard. She had me cracking up the whole time.
Yeah,
Keyboard.
what you got?
I'm doing something different.
We read the temperature.
That's good, that's good.
Like, I have to shut. It's kind of warm though, Charlie. She might got a fever.
If her result of being feverish is that she's quiet, I think I might need to find a way
She
to
got a
keep it
different
up.
approach. I like it.
Hey, Charlie, did you check your email from what I sent you?
Let me see.
Since we got a little time, anybody want to get tokens?
Yeah, hold on.
Good.
I want you to see my flyer. I got to do the calendar.
My
I'm doing it
roadie is
Thursday
serious.
mornings. I'm coming in every day.
My roadie is serious.
Intro to comp final, excellent. Fine.
Oh, well, I know. I got one in there.
Hold on.
I sent you two.
Yeah, I see it. They're both my
Because I proofread one.
intros.
I proofread the second one.
I'm rating it now. Alright, guys, so. Yes, Miss Taliaferro, what's up?
What's the heaviest or the longest
Yeah.
kind of writing that we're going to do this semester?
Heaviest? Ooh, that's very pretty.
Ain't that pretty?
Yeah, I think I saw one of the Sabrinas do a similar format.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, Great
One
Minds Think
line,
Alike.
one line.
You're very good. Yeah, you must have gotten the same template. It's very good. I'll get you your feedback by the end of the week.
Okay.
And your grade and all that stuff.
Okay.
Yes, Ms. Taliaferro, the
Still
most
getting it.
relevant and heaviest sort of writing you'll be doing is actually business writing. Business writing is very short and to the point, but you're going to have to do a lot of it. The longest,
Let
or
me get some water.
the best type of writing I think you're doing, and this is off the record, they can't see me, I think creative writing is much better. It's much better for your soul, it's much better for your worldview, it's much better for getting things out and sure.
I like to read.
Those are my views. And that's why we're starting with creative writing and expression of vocabulary. And then moving on and trying to get that into business writing. But you're going to have assignments like, what was, something, write about the happiest day of your life that you've had so far, or that is going to happen. And then, whatever, something like that. Or, what about the worst day? I don't know. Think of something. Write the history of that shawl you're wearing, and it's adventure with floats off your eyes. We'll think of stuff like that. If there's something to storytelling in creative writing. You ever have your grandmother or your father ever tell you stories?
Yeah,
It's like that. I mean, they're happy memories, right?
I have a lot of memories that just aren't there. I mean, I experienced them, I lived through them, but I don't remember a lot of. I don't grab my mind with a lot of mind-sensitive information, and then to make space for the new memories, what they call it, remembering and forgetting and reflecting too.
Oh yeah, that's an interesting point. I know exactly what you mean. But there's something to writing creatively that is very similar to. You ever get caught completely flat-footed in the class? I know I used to do this.
Yeah.
If I see either of you doing this, I know it because I'm telling you like that. You ever get completely caught flat-footed in a class, scramble for an answer, and then accidentally make sense and surprise yourself and get really excited? It has to have happened at least once. I know it's happened to you, Taylor. All the times you called on me, and by the time I get over there, it's already fixed. Alright, it's like that.
What are you talking about right now?
Oh, we were talking about that handsome rogue Oscar Martinez. Anyway, we're just going over the necessary 9.
Very helpful. That's the law.
Oh, do we have the,
Did you use that for college?
Oh, I absolutely did.
It's a good process. The thing is,
It's
it's basically like a rush. Pretty much. It's like, my wife is good, my wife writing.
They were all in one place. Someone come out and talk to me in one place. Right.
That's why I was trying to say earlier. My wife is
Great, I don't have to go through the rest of the video too.
put things together. Very important, that's what we're
Yeah.
And the class was outside.
We're positively volcanic in our See, you're talking. Progress.
I'm not trying to talk.
No. See, talking is good. It lets me know where your mind's going. If I know where your mind's going, I can help you refine that process.
That's it.
All right, guys. The majority of us are back. All right, so we've covered spell check. We've covered taking a prudent amount of time before a really big assignment like a cover letter or even an assignment for this class intent is due. Taking some distance from it so you can assess it accurately. Now, step number 2. Who wants to read that for me?
I will.
Hold on. Mr. Yancey, do you want to read step number 2 on the necessary now?
Print it
Which part?
and
We're
read
covering
again
step
from
number
your
2.
paper. Note, you need to be fully attentive while proofreading. Start over if you get interrupted.
Well said, sir. All right. Anyone have any questions on that? Any stories on how that's helpful or why you think it's not helpful? Anything? Good feedback?
Proofreading what? Start all over? If it's interrupted?
If you get interrupted, say at the beginning of a paragraph, it's probably not a bad idea to skim over the paragraphs before it if you get interrupted to make sure you didn't miss something. Like say for example, you're proofreading, which you shouldn't be if I'm talking in class, and I call on you. Say, Martinez, isn't that right? You say, yes, of course. Damn, I've lost my place. All right, might as well start at the beginning of the document when it is time for me to proofread. You see? All right. So, number 3, Mr. West, would you do me the honor of reading that?
Read the document out loud to yourself or to someone else.
All right. Anyone have any suspicions, ideas, glimmerings on why we make you do that? Mrs. Brody, I'll get to you, Martinez.
Yes, because when you read something that you have written out loud, it allows you to hear what you wrote. And when you hear something and it doesn't sound right, your mind will automatically give you the correction on what it should sound like as you're reading it. And then by reading it to someone else, they can give you constructive criticism back on how they feel that maybe that phrase or that word should be replaced with another word, or the sentence should be taken in or out.
Okay, that's fair. We're jumping a bit ahead in the steps with the last part, but otherwise, right? Yes, Ms. Telefero?
The one that talks about having the computer read it to you in Zoom text and natural reading, I never actually used those and realized that the box can read a whole paper to you.
The great news is that the staff are actually
Natural reading.
undergoing AT training. We're going to be learning how to use all those programs.
We are in here in
No,
this
the
class.
staff, which is me, Marie, and whoever our student TA is eventually. We're going to know how to use all those programs, and as is, every computer in this room has the capacity to read your work back out loud to you. We can show you how to do that. We won't be doing that for a little bit, not until we get into editing, but we will be getting into that. Oh yes.
So that's answering my question. What
You
is
know
Zoom
what?
text and
Hold
natural
on.
reader?
Excuse me?
What is Zoom text?
Oh, yes. ZoomText is a program that is used to assist the people who have low sight. Miss Murray, you look like you have something more to say on that than I do.
Actually, no, I don't. It's basically a program where, people who do have very low vision, and what it does is it really kind of maximizes the screen. And that Zoom text is used only if it's been part of your assistive technology.
That's how I think of this thing.
You got to speak up.
Determined from your assessment.
Quite right. Yes, Ms. Jenner?
I forgot now.
Oh,
But listen, this is what I have a problem with. I'm a great speller. I love to write. But why is it hard for me to comprehend things sometimes when I'm a great speller and a great reader?
it's a good question, actually.
Like when I read something, I have to go over it several times to get it. But it's not that I can't read it. I'm a great reader and a speller. But I have to go over it and over and over and over it to get it in my thoughts. So natural reader probably would be good for me sometime for me to listen to it. I comprehend better when I'm listening.
Marie?
I was going to say, Jean, one of the things, maybe a couple things just to take into consideration. One thing I certainly have noticed is with age, okay, I'm just not as quick as I once was,
Yeah.
So I have to go back and review it a couple of times.
No, I've done that all my life. I can spell. I love to spell.
Right.
I'm a great speller. I'm a great reader. But
Right.
when I read something,
But you're not.
I'm not comprehending it in the brain fast
And
enough.
okay. So one of the things though is what's happening is you're reading a number of words which you're trying to put into a larger concept. So, with that said, one of the things I know that I've been doing now for years is when I read, okay, I highlight. And I go through and I highlight what is the most crucial. And then when I read that and I highlight, I go back and I'm just looking at my highlights because that tells me so much
Yeah,
more.
that helps me too.
That
Yeah.
tells me so much more.
That helps too.
And it's really very helpful. Natural reader, anything that reads back to you, I would say is an excellent tool.
Yeah, that's what I'm
that as
saying,
well.
you know. Like when I hear somebody speaking,
Yeah.
I'll comprehend it quicker. But when I'm reading it myself,
Yes.
I'm like, well, let me go over this again. Like when I write recipes in the kitchen,
Right.
I'll go on that box, and I know it's milk, 3 eggs, and whatever, but I still have to go back to that box and read it again. I'm not getting it.
And that's okay. I mean, I wouldn't be.
You know what the ingredients are and everything,
Yeah.
but you still have to go back and look at the instructions again.
Yeah.
But you're expecting that, I think what you're expecting is that you are just to memorize and know immediately,
Right.
and that's not, that's
Yeah.
different.
That's why there's, I'm sorry. That's why there's things, you know, like example, I use the line structure, right?
Yeah.
And then let's say, I'm great with taking notes, I'm great with giving feedback. And let's just say, instead of asking him a million times, Charlie, hey, what you said again? You know, because it tends to get annoying. Or like you said about a recipe. So to help you out, maybe you have like a little notebook and you write it down the first time. That way you can have it, have it next to you.
Yeah.
And it'll help you a lot instead of you going back. Because I have a thing like that too, and what I greatly appreciate about this is I can take the notes and I can just press the record button. You know, jot down a little bit of notes and press the record button. I can hear what you have to say from earlier, hear what he says, hear what everybody that's participating is saying. That way I can be like, you know what? I can go back and actually acknowledge what he has said and be like, take that in consideration and be like, I don't have to say, yo, I don't know what you said earlier. Because then, like you said, you know, you start confusing yourself and you get frustrated. So maybe you might need one of those or just jot it down.
Oh, I have the line scribe, but I'm saying,
If
you
you
know,
use
it's
that
just
on a
that.
personal reason, on a personal note, and you be like, okay, like what I do is I say it out loud. Be like, you know, 2 eggs, butter, milk,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you say it out loud, and then when you press play, they're like, oh, all right.
Yeah, I can comprehend it better that way.
What?
Like say, like I'm reading this
Okay.
text now, if I push on natural reader, somehow I get it quicker.
It's good to know your limitations.
Okay, well then
and
you're
your
just
abilities.
probably more.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm a smart person.
Oh, we
You're
know.
probably
I'm
more
smart.
oral.
But why can't I grasp this?
You're probably more oral than you are as a visionary person. You're probably more
Right.
oral.
It helps you to hear it.
There was a question that was asked about syntax. Was there a particular reason?
No, just what is syntax. And that's why I sort of lateraled it to you. I mean,
Okay.
it's been around a long time, I thought. All right. So, read the document out loud, fine. This comes in, and I'll say very little about this because if I say a lot about this, we'll be here till 4:29 and we won't have gotten anything done. It also, in the creative side of writing, which is the first part of this semester, it also helps you check for word choice and word flow, like we were talking about. If your word choice and flow feels off for some reason, reading out loud helps a lot.
And also, can I say something real quick?
Please.
And also, like, an example, you know how like when some people are writing a story and they use and keep using that word,
Yeah.
now you can teach yourself how to use something else. Because when you notice you start to a crowd, you can use or, but,
Right.
you know, parentheses, commas.
All of them.
Yeah, I love where you're going with this because we got a whole, not a handout, but a guide to transitional phrases instead of and. You know,
No, it's-
constantly using ands instead of a comma
but
or and comma. Oh god, we're gonna get that to you in the first 3 classes. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really psyched to give it out. Actually, that's Marie's doing too. So, all right. So, have the computer read it out loud to you. We covered that pretty thoroughly. It's a really nice little trick. Technology is wonderful. Make the revisions.
Yes, it is.
Now, this part is hard because it's easy to go through putting red marks all over your work and saying, "Yes, I am the greatest editor who has ever edited anything ever." Did you actually make the revisions? I don't have to answer that. No, making the revisions is actually. Anyone here ever hear that old phrase? I heard it from my grandpa. I'm not sure where you guys have heard it from, but if you solve one problem, you make another.
That's what I was saying about
No one
noise.
else said that? No one else ever heard that?
Your problems are
man.
never
It's a tough crowd today.
always something else.
Well, okay, that's another way of putting it. But the point is that when you make revisions, you also make new errors, which is why editing done badly is an infinite process, but when done smartly and efficiently, and when taught by us, hopefully, it is a finite process that only has to go through so many drafts. Because, you know, say you change, remember that hope hop example? You know, hop springs eternal, spell checks catches that. But now you decided that you wanted to make it internal because you decided to talk about cardiovascular medicine for some reason. So hope springs internal makes no sense. And you know, you go through all these revisions and the danger is you know, making more mistakes. Which is why it's necessary 9, not the necessary 5. Because the steps after this are meant to deal with the mistakes you make during your revisions. And don't ever think, and this is really hard for people to deal with, and especially for me as a writing teacher. Everyone makes mistakes. And the worst part of that is, everyone makes stupid mistakes. And it happens. It's fine. It's no reason to be upset. It's just sort of I made a stupid mistake. How about that? We're going to try to avoid that one.
You write shit in the say and come out shit.
Thank you, Jenny.
And you forgot
covered
to
that
book
one
it.
for me.
Got to put that.
Yes.
I mean, when I was in high school, they said that's why like the English language is one of the toughest to learn, like writing wise.
Oh yeah.
I mean, speaking it, yeah, we're speaking English, but English, not proper English. If you get a whole book into it, it's just
Oh, it's terrifying.
yeah.
It's a great language, though. It has so many forms of expression. It's beautiful. Word choice is so crucial in English. All right, so now we're back at the beginning. We're back at spell check on number 6. Yeah, I hope you guys don't mind that I stopped, you know, randomly persecuting you and have just decided to go the faster route of reading the necessary 9 instead of picking on you. Spell check again, because there's those foolish errors you can make. Fine. Everyone take out your pens. Oh yeah, take out your pens. Because there's a mistake in the necessary 9. We're going to practice our first bit of editing today.
Oh, mistaking the necessary 9.
Oh yes, well, at least something we're going to choose to ignore. Alright, so you see number 7, the first part says, if it's a critical document. You see that?
Yeah.
Put a line through it.
Why? If it's critical.
If it's a critical document. If you take out if it's a critical document and it just reads, ask a coworker/teacher or student to proofread it for you,
That could be wrong.
could be wrong, but it's not. In this class, if you're following the necessary 9 for an assignment, even if it's homework, I want you to have someone look it over who's not you. Not
Yeah,
just if it's
yeah.
not just if it's important. This is
I do
That's
that
the thing
anyway.
about revising your own paper, because remember, at the end of the day, you're going to think you're correct, even though you can be wrong, maybe like 3 or 4 errors.
Right.
It's kind of hard.
But it
Let's
is
say,
good to have someone to look.
let's say we have it to you, we know you're the writing teacher, and we know you're going to like aim for perfections.
right. I'm going to aim for perfection, but I'm also going to laud you for, if I see a good sentence, if I see something that is well put, you're going to know it. I'm not going to just, you know, beat you into a tiny little pebble. The point is that every document you write here should be seen by at least one other person before submission. And we can get onto that, and it's called peer review, where it's systemized and we actually pair up and do all this sort of thing and have feedback. But that's later in the semester. In the early parts, we're going to just have other people basic spell check, basic stuff like and, stuff like that. This will go with our prickly pairs, which are words that sound the same but are spelled differently. At the beginning, it'll be cursory stuff that the machine could catch, but it'll give you practice. As we go on, we'll ask for more in-depth peer review. But again, that's later when you guys have grown more as writers. So everyone crossed out if it's a critical document, right?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, not the whole line.
No, not the whole line.
So what would you want to put there? If it's an important document or a
No.
professional document?
No, just ask a coworker, teacher, or
Oh,
student
okay.
to proofread it for you.
All
That
right.
still stands as a sentence, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so how do I undo that?
No. I wasn't doing that at you. I'm doing it because if you guys look very carefully, there's a typo again in the necessary 9. On number 8. Who can tell me what it is?
You.
What?
I saw it.
Well, tell me what it is. Who has sharp eyes and wants to tell me? Miss Chavez.
I owe you.
No. That's done for emphasis. While it's not correct in, say, an academic journal or a cover letter, it's not correct. But what's wrong?
Hurts.
Hurts. Yes. There needs to be a space. I mean, it hurts and you is one word. That's no good.
So what?
There's
It's
a
a
space
space
on
on
mine.
mine.
What?
Space on mine.
There's a space here.
Oh God, my eyes are abandoning me.
Well, what are you saying?
Wait, is that a pen mark or not?
It never hurt.
Gentlemen, I have
don't
made an
think you
error.
need the S on hurts, do you?
There's
I have
It
made
never
an
hurt.
error. Now then.
Never
You're
heard.
human.
See how it don't sound?
See, you're that.
Well, thank God for that. If I was a robot,
I
we'd all
think
be
it sounds better.
worse.
It never hurt you instead of never hurts you.
Wait, Jetta just.
What do you think,
Semantics.
Diane?
All right,
It
unless
was
you
a
have.
pen mark.
All right, yes, it was a pen mark. I thought it was an apostrophe. My bad. Anyway, the point is, unless you have chronic laryngitis or a tracheotomy, it never really does hurt you to read it out one more time. Just, to check for flow, to check for accuracy, to check to see, it's giving you a chance to say, do I really mean what I'm writing?
And see, you didn't have the S when you just said it. So take that S off.
Actually, number 8,
Easy.
it would actually take the whole first part of the sentence out. It never hurts you. I would write always. Always read it. Always read your work one more time.
If you guys want to modify it so
That's
it
what I
speaks
would
more to
do.
you, say, always read it one more time.
No.
Go ahead, do it. Write it in a way that you would be more likely to pay attention to it. I mean, we could give you all the same sheet, and I did. But I encourage you to make this yours.
Right.
And, phrase it how you will. If something doesn't seem like the way you would say it, cross it out and write down, read it out loud. It's simpler. Or if you want to put it in a more flowery style, I certainly won't stop you. Because I'm not looking over your shoulders for what your necessary 9 says, as long as you follow the steps. Yes?
Let's say assignment ones, right?
Yeah.
Not many people get a chance to do the assignment quickly and precise.
Right?
So, prime example, like here, they teach you things, and this is school for people who are just learning or, helping them out. So, let's say in the real world, everything's on time. Time matters.
Right.
You can't be late unless your boss knows, how you work and what's going on. So, like, for example, when I went to school, I chose to be in a class where I needed extra time. Because if it's an hour and 15 minutes, and, the whole 45 minutes was talking,
Right.
and half an hour you got to complete the assignment, I might need an extra 15 minutes.
Right.
to
Well,
get
that's
that
why I
done.
like it
You know what
here.
I'm saying? So it's like, let's say in the real world, you're not going to have time to do the necessary.
Right.
How can you go about that?
It's actually a very salient point. Mr. Marie, do you have a response to that before I do? Or should I just take this one?
Yeah, and then
Please.
from the,
Please go ahead.
one of the things I want to say is that it's all about, practice and making something become second nature to you. It's not something that's going to happen immediately. But to be observant, okay, to keep it in your mind and to know this is what I have to constantly look out for as you start to put those into place more and more, you'll see, in this case we're talking about writing, that your writing will start to improve because you're automatically going to say, no, you'll know immediately. And then you just keep moving on and on, because one of the other things is just not even a necessary 9 that we're doing here, but with like any other topic, any other subject, there's so many other concepts you'll learn. We haven't even gone to the grammar rules yet. There are some I get right, and some not. We don't. But it's a matter of fact of saying, oh, I need to make sure proofread and take those steps. Okay, again, as you continue to improve, you will see that those kinds of lists will start to decrease.
Right.
Okay? So, I mean, sometimes what happens is we just maybe kind of put some expectations a little too high. Okay? So, just continue to know what they are and practice them. Okay? Until it starts to become second nature.
What is that?
No need.
You know?
All right. So, as Marie said, the point of the academy is to give you the skills you'll need so that it becomes second nature for you to proofread, to think, is this what I want to say? Is this what I want to get across to my audience? Is this what I want an employer to see? Right? So, and it's. Anyone here ever do card tricks? Ever play with a coin in their hands?
I got a trick for you. Knock your socks off.
Not in class.
I know.
But the point is, those things all require fine muscle coordination. And what we're teaching here is fine mind coordination, which is, you still have to build that up. You have to start, with the very basics and, build it up from there. I can't teach you, this is the greatest essay ever written. Now copy it out 1,000 times. That won't make you a good or even decent writer. So the point is, we will give you what you need, and how you use it is up to you. But until you have the laws and the rules of writing and grammar and how to think and slow down, we can't do much for you. So we're starting at the bottom and working to the top.
Starting from the bottom, never here.
Poetic.
I knew she was going to say that.
Anyway, that would be my retort. And, it was a very good question, actually. I actually required extra time in college, too. All right, so number 9, spell
What you
check.
said you what?
What? I required extra time to do my tests. I'm
I
not
mean, it
sure.
took me a while to ask that because I was just like so like I catch on to things fast and I try to complete it. It felt like being in high school is all competition.
Oh, it is.
But at the end of the day, when reality checks, after you graduate, you gotta see what you're doing, which is how you're gonna become about it.
True.
And how you're gonna learn these things and how you're gonna take it. Like like you said, make it second nature. Learn it, observe it, practice it.
Quite. All right. So, actually, a very good segue. Couldn't have written a better transition myself. The last of the necessary 9 is spell check plus. That is quite possibly, yeah. Oh, you sneezed. I only heard the excuse me. Gesundheit. Spell check plus, which is actually a little bit finicky since we only have one user log on for it, I think. Anyway, spell check plus we'll deal with later. I'm not a huge fan. You know how I feel about spell check, but who cares? So
It's just better than the regular spell check that we have that the computer already has. It's just a better way because it switches the format of your sentence. Just in case that the format of your sentence, you know what you're trying to say, but they kind of put it in a better way for you to understand it. Right?
yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you on this point. I've actually never used spell check.
Yeah, like when you write the sentences, you gotta help it to tell you can revise it or maybe rewrite the sentence a little better. It'll say things like that.
Miss Marie, would you do me a favor, please? Can you grab the blue books from your office?
Absolutely.
Thanks very much.
Absolutely.
Everyone here has a folder or a binder of some sort that they can put their necessary 9 in?
Nope.
No? Not
Yes.
Nope. See, Jen is prepared to do. All right. Well, if you don't have a binder, put your hand up.
Can I please get to Chris before I leave?
Yeah.
I need that book for my work.
Okay. If he's
You
in
have a
class
binder
right
you gonna
now.
hand out, Mr. Charlie?
I do have something I want to hand out.
Okay. Sounds like a plan to me.
I'm a man with 1,000 plans.
Why couldn't I keep my afternoon classes?
What do you mean keep your afternoon classes? You're in an afternoon class.
week, but
for intro.
Oh, no idea.
Can I change it to afternoon?
I am not the Zimbabwe who makes this thing.
What do they have, afternoon intro classes?
No, intro's only in the morning. Wait, you're an intro. I teach intro.
Right,
I just missed you. I was asleep.
yesterday. So y'all don't have afternoon?
Nope. Besides, if it was afternoon intro, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
And between the two, confidentially, I am a great fan of writing. So, remember that, I'm going to give you guys a little bonus assignment. So, take your notes out.
I have to change computers. This thing is not, it's slow. I can't
Sorry.
deal with this.
Throat's kind of messed up.
Can
Anyway,
I go over to that one?
please do. Alright, so remember how I said vocabulary is important? Before Miss Marie gets back, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a bonus assignment. You guys know what a synonym is, right?
A what?
Synonym.
No, I
Can you
forgot.
spell that, please?
Sure.
S-Y-N-O-N-Y-M.
That's too fast. Can you slow down? Let's spell that.
where does that compare?
Right.
Where does that
Similar.
sound like?
Now that's where I got lost. I can spell and read right very well.
Synonym.
With the verbs and the adverbs and all. I have to
Alright,
get that-
synonyms. Okay?
Oh my God.
I
Yes?
have to get
Oh,
it.
I thought you wanted the
Well, I know what a
definition.
noun is and things.
Alright, synonyms are words that are roughly equivalent, or they mean the same thing. So,
Mean the same thing, or sounds
if it was just sound, they wouldn't be synonyms.
No, they mean
So the
yes,
opposite
they mean the
is
same
the
thing,
same thing.
but they spell different.
But spelled different.
No,
Right,
that's
so if you said,
Thing.
alright, so
Mean the
I'll
same
give you an
thing,
example.
but
That'll
spelled
clear
different.
this up.
But
Miss Chavez. I will throw this at you, Miss Chavez. It will ricochet merrily off your skull. Hey, Tony, you okay? Alright, so if I said, what's another word for strong, what would you say?
Another word for strong.
Yeah.
same meaning as
Strength.
Dirty.
Well,
Third.
no, not
Hard.
different iteration.
No.
Hard,
Muscular.
sturdy, stout, muscular
Muscular.
even.
How about so?
What?
So.
So? What's another word for so?
So.
We.
Sew your clothes or sew you.
That's
sew
a
you
homonym.
No, 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 no. That's different. That's
A
different.
synonym, isn't it?
That's a no. That's a prickly pear.
Oh, shit, well, honey, I can see.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So synonyms. Everyone got the strong example I did with
Yeah.
Miss Chavez,
Oh,
right?
what? How do I
Words
get
that mean
it?
the same
Hold on.
thing. So if I give you an assignment, for example, find synonyms and a definition for a word, a very simple word, but I want you to find more complicated, or not more complicated, but more interesting variants of it.
Wait, let me write that.
Would you guys be okay with that? It would take you maybe 10 seconds.
Just,
Look in a
what are
dictionary.
you doing?
Someone give me a very simple word.
So.
S-O-W?
Yes. S-O-W-S-E-W-S-O. So.
That's a homonym though. That's not a, synonym.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not.
That's a homonym.
But what's a synonym? It
All right,
says
a
the same.
synonym is, look, watch. Okay, so I say, what's another word that means weak?
That's
Weak, W-E-A-K. Like
weak, like your
Meek.
feeble, puny,
Goodwin.
unimposing, withered,
Collapsible.
Flimsy.
flimsy, yes.
Flimsy's a
Flimsy
good
is
word.
very good.
Deteriorating.
Yeah.
Okay, example, skinny.
Skinny,
Thin.
right, skinny,
Right,
thick,
okay.
right. So you
Skinny,
get that?
thin.
You're
Okay,
getting
got
how
it.
that's a
Yes,
synonym?
got it.
Okay?
Skinny thin. I got
All right. So now you guys give me
Same
two
thing, but
regular
spelled
words.
different.
Regular words you'd use in the course of the day. And by the way, Chavis, you're giving me one of them.
you. Today.
Oh no! You're going to give me one, and then we have two on the board, and each of you comes up with.
Think.
All right, fine. Think and Chavis, give me a word.
Something that we use every day, you said?
Yeah.
Say.
Who?
Say.
Hospitality.
Say. Fine.
Say.
All right.
All right.
Hospitality. What would you put?
All right. Fine. If you want
Just
to
two
do
words, man.
hospitality,
Don't
Man.
Generous. Generosity. Forbearance. For a whole bunch of other ones. All right. So, synonym plus definition. All right. So part of your homework is going to be, and write this down, find synonyms for think and say, and also, well, actually no, definitions are unnecessary. Just find synonyms and find the one that you think is most interesting, and be prepared to present. A synonym for say is utter, or
Speak.
speak, but that's not as interesting.
Think.
Utter is fun. Nobody ever says, I uttered a discouraging word.
What thought
Yeah.
could be for
So
think?
pretty much,
The idea is to improve your vocabulary.
go out your vocabulary word
Yeah.
of thoughts, right?
Think and say.
What?
So you want us to go out our vocabulary,
Yeah.
meaning like instead of a simple
Yeah.
say is to speak or something. You want us to
So think would be
What did you
would
say?
thought would be there.
Okay, so speak. No, but utter, for example. Anyone know that word? Utter?
All right, I have one.
Yeah,
You
utter
can-
something.
This is something
Yeah,
that
you utter something under your breath.
Mumble.
But, yeah. But it's a synonym for say. I uttered a final proclamation that there's only 10 minutes left, and then I'm still here for another hour. But, yeah.
I'm trying to cheat this.
How about
Please
the
don't
word?
cheat. Come
how
on, give
about-
me the assignment.
How about the word ample?
Ponder. Okay.
No. These are the two that we're assigned to the first one, okay?
okay?
We'll have time to expand this later.
Oh yeah.
All right? We're going to be doing this at the beginning of each class. I didn't get a chance to do it because we started late. But I'm interested to see what words you come up with, guys. I'm really
Who
excited.
started me?
Cheating.
What?
Who started me?
Yeah.
Who started me?
Oh, I started this class late because I was in a meeting that ran late.
Oh, you started.
I absolutely did.
Okay, I'm liking this.
And you're in a class they didn't have you down for.
No, he's down for that.
No, I know, but
What's the other
Marie
one say?
told him that he wasn't supposed to be here.
Class over?
No. You haven't even got your
But
books
you're
yet.
always welcome,
What's the-
Mr.
reiterate.
Yancey.
Reiterate is to say again.
Reiterate.
Think about it. Break it down. Oh, God, it's you.
Would my work is done.
All right, think. All right.
I'm done.
Hey, Ms. Roslin. Let me break it down for you. So, is a prefix that means again. So, think about recycle. It's using something again, right?
Yeah, so I got it.
Iterate is to say. So, it literally means to say again if you break it down. So,
Said.
reiterate is to
Said.
say again. What?
Said that.
But reiterate is good. Reiterate is a fun thing to say.
I'm working my door.
Oh, I get so happy for words. It makes me. I'm just really puzzled that you guys don't seem to
I
take
want
the same
my
joy out of
computer
words
back.
that I do.
Diane, give me my computer.
You could have your computer back. Actually, it's a really good seat to sit in, but you
Oh,
can
I
have
love
it back. I have no problem giving it to
I
you.
miss my
You just have to ask whoever's controlling the seat assignments. If
How do
you
you
can
turn
get,
this thing on?
if you can get a seat assignment
All right, guys.
change, I'll
So-
be happy to give you your
This is
seat
it?
back.
Oh, what? No, I'm gonna walk you through your blueprints.
Correct.
Won't take long. All right, guys. So you got your vocabulary, you got your synonyms. You are gonna have to stand up and present in class.
So
These
how many
synonyms.
words you got down there, Mr. Charlie?
There are two.
I think I
We have to
said
come up with as
Find
many
synonyms.
synonyms.
No, sit down, sit down.
I'm done.
You're not done. We have to give you your book.
Oh,
We're
I'll
not.
be right back. I gotta go to the ladies' room.
Yeah, huh? And then the ladies' room, the elevators are right there, and you think, I might as well go.
I'm not
I
gonna
know
leave without
how
my
you think.
book. I'm not gonna leave without my book. I promise you.
No. I know how you think because that's how I think. But I go to the bathroom anytime after 4. I think I could
Yeah,
just
I need my
go.
book. I need
No one
my
would
book.
notice.
I need my book. I'm not gonna leave without my book.
But duty
Very good
calls.
student.
All right. So
I wanna make a good-
there's an optional assignment, and I hope you guys take it.
I'm not doing
Oh, this is crazy.
it. What is it? For real, for real?
Oh, it's fine. Hey, thanks.
Just in time. Oh,
My lovely assistant Marie will be passing them out. Oh, it's fine. It's
I
fine.
was waiting for us to get
Wait,
a book.
we have to go?
No, I did.
Oh, no. Any word? No worries.
Did hand these out, right?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
These are handouts for the semester.
Oh, yes. Guard them with your life, your soul, and all of your wits.
These hours for keeps, or can we put our name on them, or are you gonna collect them back?
We're not going to collect. Are we going to collect them back?
No, these are yours.
Nope. Yours to keep.
Put our name on them?
See? Just like Marie said.
Yours to keep. This is a good book, guys.
This is a fun book. You gotta trust me.
Did we ask for a volunteer 5 minutes before class ends to hand out the disinfectant wipes?
No. I will fill that role since I neglected to do it at the beginning. Anyway,
So-
these books are being
I have to
handed
go
out.
back here for today.
Good.
Come on, you gotta give me a good desk, Charlie. Don't do this to me, Charlie. Not this semester. You know how I'll get to swearing.
Oh, I know how you get this.
Oh, God.
Alright. So, what I want you guys to do for homework.
I did mine.
No. That was the first part of your homework, was finding synonyms for think and say. And the other part
I don't
is
like
presenting in
homework,
class.
Charlie.
I
Oh,
can
I
do that.
know.
I can do that.
Not during the class it was assigned, you're not.
Next class. Good.
Alright. Anyway, so, the point is, we're going to deal with brainstorming at some point in this semester. And this is as good a time as any. We talked about flow and generating ideas, right? We're also going to talk about grammar. So what I want you guys to do is read the first 3 pages of
Just
this.
gave me a book. Did you
This is
take my
really
book?
easy. Yes, I did.
Oh,
Absolutely brutally stolen.
Oh.
It's not my book forever.
all right.
Read the first 3 pages.
Yes?
Sorry if the type's a little small. Get some ideas from this. Think about how the words are associated. Think about how you generate ideas for your own writing. Also look up your synonyms. I'm going to test you on this. Not next class,
Synonym.
but I'll go over this with you. So read the first 3 pages.
Yes.
Get ideas.
Yes.
Write on your own. If you write on your own, I will never turn away writing from you guys. If you hand in writing in next class on any subject, I'd be glad to look it over and talk about it with you. I would encourage it. I'm not going to make it homework because I feel like that makes you guys not like me as much. So let's just leave it as an option. And if you do, I'll be very impressed. If you don't, well then I'll start assigning it as homework. Okay?
Yeah, read the
A
first.
paragraph of 5 sentences.
What?
All right?
And 5 sentences. What is the bonus?
Oh, if you write something for me based on what you read in the first 3 pages of the blue book,
Write
could just-
something about the first 3.
yeah. Like, what do you think the point they're trying to get at is about generating ideas? This is tied in very well with, your upcoming presentations on the synonyms for think and say in the beginning of next class. Okay? I'm not making it mandatory because this is the first class and I want to start off easy. This is going to be this first class is the easiest class. It's going to get a little bit. You ever do a treadmill where they have the little, they start you off flat and then they go up a bit and then down a bit and up a bit and down a bit. It's going to be like
15
that.
minutes.
Yeah, it's going to be like that. Intervals. That's what it's called. Interval training. It's going to be like that a bit. So I hope you guys are fond of interval training. Yes, Miss Marie.
Okay,
Tony. Hold up a minute.
Just 1 second. If I may, I just want to say one thing again, and this is just kind of as a closing and as an encouragement. Okay, I understand a lot of you guys have acknowledged this, that writing, when we say writing is thinking, yes, we definitely agree. You got to really put a lot into it. Okay? All right, now, I'm just going to give you a quick illustration, okay? Writing is crucial in the workforce. It really is. I know many people who are in like executive positions, and one of the things they get very frustrated with is the fact that people, even at their level, okay, of professionalism, cannot write. Can't express themselves. Okay, so it really takes a lot of practice, and even with what I'd like to say is, please just don't think just by coming to the class here that it's going to end. You'll continue with that, and it's very important. And I just want to quickly tell you that there's a movie called Strictly Ballroom. It was done back in the 90s. It happens to be one of my favorites, okay? I used to bring that movie into the reading class, okay? And I would show that movie, and I'd say, now tell me, what is this a movie about? And everybody gave me the same response. It's about ballroom dancing. I said, no, it isn't. I said, think of this now. You had 2 people, okay? 2 people who had innate abilities. They had the ability for dancing. They had the creativity. They had had the talent. It was natural. But what, and they were up against obstacles. Okay? They were up against the fact that, oh wait, we can't be that creative. We have rules. And no, that's a little too creative, okay? We don't want to change anything. And then you had another where the other partner, these two partners, male and female, the other partner was considered like, oh, an ugly duckling. So therefore, no partner really wanted her, okay? And even the women were tough on her, okay? But the one thing they did was they found together that they had the same incentive, they had the same goal. And all they wanted to do was get out there and, you know, dance and to show their creativity and expression, okay? The thing they did was they practiced for hours every single day, even though they had this innate ability, it just came natural. They never gave up, they continued, they just got better and better, the flow just became just beautifully perfect, really. And at the end, they won. Okay,
Oh, I think I saw it. That sounds familiar.
Okay. But the point that I'm trying to make is just because you have the talent and innate ability, they still had to practice.
Never give up.
So don't give up and just know at some point it will connect, start to connect.
Like an
Okay.
ostrich.
Good
I'm
class,
coming up
guys.
out of that dirt.
Good class, nice evening. Okay.
Well done.
I'm home.
That
Ooh.
might have been hilarious.
Thank you. God
See you
bless
later,
you.
Lord.
That's not out. My birthday now. Keyboard.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Good night. See you, guys.
God bless you.
Yeah, I think that's what
Okay.
Let me go home.
Just log off.
Invitation to somebody.
Thank you.
So.
You sure where I was at? Yeah.
Yo,
Is,
Charlie,
what's up?
can you find me a better guest?
Possible, certainly.
This screen is too big. It's for somebody that's blind.
What? What about Emily?
I didn't hear.
Who?
Colleen and Angela.
This is very slow, this machine.
Oh, Emily's here? I'm not sure.
But I didn't know what it was.
I went down to South Africa.
It's for, did I send you the email with all of the attachments? And I gave a hand.
Dropping ignoring all the.
So.
Good day, everyone.
Come back.
All right, take it easy.
When you
Jenna.
go in there,
That machine is very slow.
you don't,
Need a good.
you don't, you can print it off, and you can send the email that I sent to the LRI.
Glad to have you again, Mr.
You can send it to your, well, if you have time, you can look at the job, or you'll be back in town. It's some mountain activities,
What?
it's,
I'm happy. I'm teaching writing.
That's my girl.
Oh, yeah.
typing.
Every day.
Next step is